This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Caught on camera, new surveillance footage shows a gunman walking the streets of Clayton just moments before a deadly shooting. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. The homicide, which happened on Monday, was the city's first in nearly 2 decades. Our Justina Cornell joins us live from Wydown after she spoke to local business owners today. Justina.
Yeah, Mike and Ann, so I spoke to 2 business owners earlier today. One gave us surveillance footage from that Monday morning, and another is a restaurant owner who tells me it was shocking to hear about this shooting.
We're here right in front of my restaurant on Wydown. It's a year old yesterday, and it's a Spanish-Iberian restaurant. Ben Paramba proudly sits in front of Bar Murro. This culinary experience joins a row of restaurants and businesses in the Moorlands neighborhood. Some of the best operators in town are right here. It has a great sort of urban feel to it. It's a real residential mixed in with some really great, moms and pop shops all throughout the strip. That's what drew him to Wydown. Wydown is probably the prettiest strip, one of the best culinary corners in all of St. Louis. But the bustling business strip saw the unthinkable just 300 feet away. A deadly shooting on Monday was Clayton's first homicide since 2006. Clayton police say they found a man with a gunshot wound just before 5:30 Monday morning at an apartment building in the 7500 block of Wydown. I mean, when I get those phone calls, I never think about Wydown. Violent crime is not something we face here or think we would have faced here. The county medical examiner confirms the deceased victim is 41-year-old Joshua Harris. Now, this is surveillance footage from a nearby business Monday morning, capturing the suspect in the area moments before the shooting. The suspect is seen walking down an alley with a gun, and then 1 minute later, that gunman runs away. People really wanted to know if we knew anybody or what's the story, if we had any insight. Most people saw it as probably an isolated event. While the investigation continues, Paramba is confident in the community they've created in Clayton. We have a great business district here, and people know each other and people collaborate. Now, the major case squad is assisting the Clayton Police Department in investigating this case. If you happen to have any information, you can reach out to their tip line. That number is 314-955-0817. Reporting in Clayton, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
An update tonight on a violent carjacking in Ferguson involving 3 young suspects. One of the kids arrested in connection with the case is just 12 years old. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live at the Ferguson Police Department after talking with investigators. Diamond.
Well, Mike, Ferguson Police Department tells us that the suspects are 12, 15, and 17 years old. They say the trio of these suspects actually stole one car and then headed to Forestwood Park to carjack another. Right now, the 12 and the 15-year-old are facing family court. Meanwhile, the 17-year-old is now out of custody. Now, the Ferguson Police Department said Tuesday afternoon they received calls that 3 individuals were dressed in all black and armed with a gun at Forestwood Park, demanding the keys of a Volkswagen. The department says police officers were already patrolling the area for a stolen Kia. Officers tell me they started a police pursuit to follow both vehicles. One vehicle went eastbound and the other made an abrupt U-turn on Interstate 270. It ended in a violent crash where the 12, 15, and 17-year-olds were taken into custody. Today, Ferguson's police chief released a letter to the public pleading with the community members about the lack of justice. The department believes the crimes are a result of bad influences and want them to stop.
Children being fueled by adults to commit these crimes because they're aware of the juvenile justice systems right now and the way that they're treating this. This is really not a victimless crime, property crime, someone getting carjacked. We take it very serious here.
Now, again, one of the vehicles that was carjacked was a Kia, and Ferguson Police Department says that the best way to prevent those sort of things is getting a car steering wheel lock. They say at this moment in time, their police department does not have any of those left, but they hope to have some in the future. Reporting live here in Ferguson, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
Production workers at the General Motors plant in Wentzville have rejected a tentative contract agreement with the automaker.
Those results were finalized this morning after a 24-hour vote among thousands of UAW members. Tracy Hinson is live tonight in Wentzville with what's next. Tracy.
All right, so to start, the votes here were divided into two categories. They had the skilled trades and the production. Now, the skilled trade members, they voted to ratify that contract, but the production members, who make up a majority of the employees here in Wentzville, voted to strike it down.
But it wasn't a landslide lose by any means. I think it was 54% against the contract, so a pretty large turnout here.
Roughly 3,000 UAW members at the General Motors plant voted on whether or not to approve a tentative deal with GM. More than 1,500 production members voted against the contract.
I don't know that I expected it. Our membership has been very vocal about some of the demands that they wanted to see in this contract that weren't quite there.
Demands that would impact employees who started after 2007.
The biggest part, just listening to our members' voices here, some of the things that were missing, some of the things that they've wanted all along, the pensions, the post-retirement health care that are in progression or two-tier members are not seeing in this contract.
So what comes next?
Well, what will be next is the International Union will have ratification votes at the remaining facilities.
If the contract ratifies, how will Local 2250 members feel?
I think overall it's a good contract. No contract does everybody get everything that they want. I have been around for a long time, and in my 40+ years as a union member and a union activist for most of them, I've never seen a contract that makes everybody happy. It just doesn't happen.
Now, the results of that nationwide UAW GM contract ratification vote will be finished tomorrow, so we should find out then. Now, I did check just a few minutes ago. They actually have a link on the UAW website, and currently a majority of the country is voting to ratify that contract. In Wentzville, I'm Tracy Hinson, 5 on your side.
A new proposal at St. Louis City Hall could ban marijuana dispensaries from opening near schools or daycare facilities. Our political editor Mark Maxwell got a first look at the proposal just moments after it was filed. Mark?
Mike, right now, St. Louis ordinances will allow recreational marijuana shops to open up right next door to schools and daycares. But this new proposal would draw a 500-foot reefer radius around school limits and kick that herb to the curb, if you will. One charter school in Soulard has raised concerns about a new pot shop slated to open right across the street. Students at the Lift for Life charter school took a pledge to keep their hands off drugs. Of course, no one under 21 is allowed inside a heavily secured premises of a marijuana dispensary, but administrators at that school, located at the corner of Lafayette and Broadway, fear their students would suffer negative effects from the proximity alone. Even as that same school sits between a sports bar on one side and a drugstore on the other, known for peddling cheap booze and advertising cigarettes. We talked to Alderwoman Kara Spencer before she introduced this new plan.
When it comes to controlled substances in kids, this is a very serious issue. I mean, alcohol kills children, teenagers every year. I mean, I'm hearing the concerns of the community, and what I'm asking that we do here in the city is revisit the distance requirement from schools and daycares.
She says revisit. It's not clear how much support an idea like this might have, because when the city voted to remove that distance requirement just 3 years ago, the plan passed nearly unanimously, giving pot shops the green light to open up all over town. We've asked the dispensary owners for comment. No answer from them just yet. We'll hear more from the school tonight at 10.
Coming up, a St. Charles County jury hands down a multi-million-dollar verdict. The crash that claimed the life of a promising young musician.
Plus, a melted hose prevents one family from putting out a fire at their home, and that wasn't the only problem. What delayed firefighters sent to the scene.
And warm weather across the bi-state area is lasting for one more day. Then changes are on the way for this weekend, and especially as we head towards Thanksgiving.